Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's up, Quinn?
Not much, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, we finally get to meet in person. Thanks for sending over the music, and it's great to catch back up with you.
Yeah, of course, man.
So,
Likewise.
I think this is probably the third or fourth time that we've talked. Just for context for everybody, you're regular on
Yeah,
Neon Jazz for sure, and it seems like the projects that I've gotten from you are heavier and heavier in relationship to what's going on in the world, like with this new project, Walking on Eggshells. Really kind of a statement of this weird world of very sensitive things going on.
yeah, yeah. I think that might reflect just what is happening in the world because I'm trying to write songs that relate to how I'm feeling, and the world's been a little heavier since I started putting out records about 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
well, and the thing too is that so what was the inception point for this album? What was kind of the idea of this is the title, this is the vibe you were going after?
um, I'd say it was kind of being written at a time when I was kind of negotiating with. I had just finished promoting the last album, Cicada Songs, and there's a whole kind of can of worms of stress that goes into promoting these albums. This is the nice part, but
Yeah.
all the social media things and just looking at metrics and trying to take care of branding. It's just not necessarily what we think of when we get into music. But then I was kind of navigating certain things in my life as a freelancer, which is my main way I engage with music, um, and just noticing how kind of angry people seemed to be at each other every time I got on the internet or went out of the house, and it kind of felt like could be a good time to write a record about just a series of emotions that I'm going through, and I think a lot of people have been through. Some of them are happy, others are a little more angsty.
So talk to me how, as an artist, how did you go into this wanting to come out with the sound that you got?
Um, I think it was kind of like building on the last record. I kind of heard things that I was liking um, from what we had done and things that I maybe wanted to stray from. And it's just kind of building on things like using it's like using song format rather than just like a standard jazz thing where a form kind of loops over and over again. I kind of wanted to make these songs sound like um, kind of pop songs in their framework, but just have a lot beneath the surface.
Yeah.
I thought that might be something more people could maybe relate to in the EDM.
The one thing too is that this is really coming out during a time where actually things are opening up. It's not like there's
Yeah,
variants or we're gonna pull the rug from our feet. How does this feel? Is it cathartic to have this album out, live shows, things opening up? How does it feel at this particular time?
I mean, it feels great to be able to play a lot more and not be worried about illness all the time. I do think at the time I was writing these, it was kind of in an adjustment pivot period where people weren't really feeling the same idea on how much we should be engaged with COVID and how much it was over or something. Yeah, I think around the time we were about to go into the studio, it was a little more debatable whether we should be going out and playing, and to what extent these big public events were responsible or not responsible. And that's kind of part of the subject is just the disagreement. But now I think we're in a good place where it feels comfortable to be out and people are more ready to see live music again.
So how do the crowds feel? Do they feel different?
Um, I think people are pretty feel pretty safe being there, and it seems like there's a certain excitement to have music again.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. What are you hoping the listener gets from this new album?
Um, always hope that the listener will kind of interpret it their own way. 'Cause these are I I have themes in mind for all these, but they are instrumental songs that you know you could kind of reimagine through your eyes. But um, I hope there's something relatable because I tried to channel all of these songs through like a specific um, feeling and just kind of really go into a mood with every song. So I hope there's at least one song that really hits everyone, uh, and maybe all of them will. Let's
Yeah,
hope.
yeah, for sure. So the one thing I think that was a fear over COVID was that there was going to be a lot of players that were going to flee big cities and people weren't going to get into jazz education and the community might thin out because of just the realities of survival. But it seems as though
Yeah,
the opposite has happened. It's stronger than ever. What's your take on it?
I don't. I would say there's a certain level of thinning out. I mean, definitely a lot of people moved from their cities. Some moved back, others moved in. I think there was a strong resurgence of like people recording projects because there was a lot of time to write and rehearse, and people got more into home audio engineering. I do think the schools might take some time to rebuild because it's just a pretty impossible thing, I would imagine, to try and have these virtual big band rehearsals. Or some what the what is valuable about those degrees is the time in the same room as other musicians.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think that's probably what we've all missed is as spectators and especially the musicians. I mean, there's that shared energy in the room. It just feels different. You need that. And the irony is that we were more connected during COVID because of things like Zoom, but we missed each other and we realized the importance of community.
Yeah, I think there's a certain energy where it's both ends are important to the process. you
Yeah,
know
for sure. For sure. So, Quinn, if anyone wants, where's the best place for people to pick up the new album, Walking on Eggshells, live shows, anything going on in your world? Where's the best place to go to find out?
so I sell everything on my Bandcamp. We got the digital album, CDs, uh, various merch pieces, and we just finished up a Midwest tour, but I'm hoping to go back out in late fall and early winter. So if you follow me on my Instagram, I'm sure I'll be talking about that plenty. It's the real Quinn Sternberg. Then it's always on my website, quinnsternberg.com or quinnsternbergmusic.com.
Okay.
Then music's always on that Quinn Sternberg Bandcamp.
Right on. Quinn, thank you again for reaching out. Thank you for the music. I'm always a fan. Can't wait to get it on the show. Best of luck with everything.
Yeah, for having me, Joe. Good
Yes,
to see you
sir.
again.
Until next time.